today's a day, we're going to give some ideas on small adjustments to create a huge difference so that you can have a season of significance. You're going to be put in some difficult situations as team leaders. Maybe you're at an away contest, and one of your teammates steals a purse or a wallet, and you were the only one that saw it. How do you respond? I was at a program a while ago, and this kid had his smirk on his face. Tell you what I'd do. He said, I'd go up and I'd say, how much you get? You give me half, and no one finds out. And I looked him straight in the eye and I said, are you the team leader or are you the team cheater? You're going to be put in tough situations, and people are going to be watching to see how you respond.
This is our 4th year of attending the Captain's Conference put on by Craig Hillier, and Craig does a fantastic job. He's very interactive with the kids, upbeat, very positive, gives a lot of information in a way that the kids have fun, they learn it, they're excited, they're ready to go back to school, ready to share what they know, and in Craig's word, have a season of significance.
I was a very unique little kid. There's a word that you should add to your vocabulary, captains, and that is the word unique. What is the word? Unique means cool, weird, different, one of a kind, unexplainable. How many of you would consider yourself unique? Can I see those hands? How many of you are sitting next to people that are kind of unique? Let's go. How many of you have coaches that are unique? Hey! And how many of you coaches have players that are very unique? Good job. The hands are flying back there. See, that's a very nice word to use, unique. You want a great leadership lesson this year? Someone your team messes up and they know it, back off. If they don't know it, be gentle. Somebody misses an open net. Your tennis partner double faults. It's tempting to be in their face. That's the last thing they need to hear. Let me ask this. If you blame me for your mistake, who now owns your power? Me. You want me owning your power? Jamie writes me, she's the fastest girl on the track team. 4x1, she's the anchor. Third girl comes up with the lead and the baton. Jamie takes off, runs as fast as she can. Reaches back. Baton falls, everybody goes ahead. They take last. The note to me said in the past, she'd always blame that third girl. She didn't get it to me. Instead, this time she walks back to her team and to her coach with a humble heart and said, my fault. No excuses. Now, her team wasn't jumping up and down for joy. However, there was a sense of, all right then, let's move on. Seems like the referees are against you. Coach is yelling. Opposing team is just being cheap. And you're mad. And all of a sudden, something goes against you. And you can feel it. And you're saying to yourself, you know what? That's enough. I would never do that to you. If I were to do that to you, Kim, what would happen? You'd get wet. Good. It'd be a mess all over the place. There's another way to play, team leaders, and that is this. It's not going very well. Seems like the refs are against you. All of a sudden, somebody takes a cheap shot at you. Doesn't get called. Here they come. It'd be tempting just to want to go get them, and yet top-notch leaders, they're smart enough to see through the situation. Not bad, huh, guys? But see, when you're a person that has a cool head, because cool heads prevail, you see through it, you're going to be all right. Sometimes I see it in audiences. I was speaking in Wisconsin. Story takes place around a girls' basketball team. The boys' basketball team shows up to support the girls' basketball team, which is something I highly recommend you do. Go to other people's activities. Team is losing. So one boy, high school kid, gets this idea as this girl is on the line shooting a free throw, who apparently was a little bit heavy set, to start mooing her. So that became the pattern. She doesn't come out for the second half. And apparently these young men thought that was a huge victory for them and their school. Let me tell you this. Mooing a girl is never appropriate. somebody comes to your place for a game, a contest, they're a guest in your school. Is it tempting? Maybe. And yet top-notch leaders won't start it, and they won't let it continue.
It's our first year here. I brought about 15 students, and there was a little apprehension on the bus this morning, but I was really pleased to see they jumped right in and they warmed up to Craig immediately. He's got a great style, and our kids who are good leaders, I think, are going to come out of this conference and be great leaders.
There's a problem with the coach, and no one's talking about it. Or we talk about it with everyone except for the coach. As soon as she walks out, as soon as he walks out, everyone's bad-mouthing them. Well, today we're going to learn some strategies how you can effectively deal with some difficult situations within your team. When you become the leader that goes out of your way, and you'll never forget that kid. You will never forget that kid. When you go out of your way to make somebody else's day, to make them feel a part of it, you create an incredible chemistry within your school, within your teams. That chemistry creates monster differences in your life. But you got to go out of your way. Hey, how many times does this happen? You have a great game plan. You go in, and it's not even close to how you thought it was going to go. You better adjust. We got to take a serious look at significance. If it's only about the wins and losses, we miss out. Todd Licio is a girls' soccer coach in Brainerd. We're talking about significance. He said, check this story out. He said, my girls have only won 2 games in 2 years. We're at the banquet, and these girls walk up with this quilt. Each girl had written a special message to their coach, and they all sewed together. And with tears in their eyes, they said, Coach, we only won a couple games, but we'll never forget you. We'll never forget this experience. That's significance. You're at a dance somewhere. Somebody catches your eye, and you walk up and say, excuse me, would you like to dance? They reject you cold. You say this one 4-letter word. You're going to feel better right now. Here's how it works. You just get dumped. They won't dance with you. You walk away and you say, next. It's always next, baby.
This is our 3rd year coming to Craig's conference. We've grown and expanded the number of captains that come, and they've come back with great insight and abilities to be leaders in their respective fields. We really enjoy Craig, and he does a great job with following up with the captains and the ADs about how things are going.
If you go all out, regardless as to your record, you look back and you say, that was a year, man. That was a season. But it begins with you. Face the back of the elevator. People get really nervous when you just face the back. Just face the back, and as it's going down, turn around and say, hey, let's have a group hug. What do you think? When a really grumpy adult walks in, what floor? They say 8, press 4 twice. And then say, I just learned multiplication. Here's half of you. That's addition. Precisely my point, all right? I mean this. I mean you show up every day, present. Not just physically, but you're present in the day. First one there, last one to leave. You need to keep winning in perspective. The other team is the opponent, not the enemy. Hey, go face to face. Go for the W. And then when it's done, be a class enough act to keep it in perspective. Check this out. I asked a bunch of officials, from anywhere from a 10-year-old umpire to a veteran of the Big Ten, if a team comes out and they're very cocky and arrogant, does that play a role in how you call the game? Here's what every one of them said, from an umpire who was 10 or 11 to a Big Ten official. Does it play a role in how you call the game? Here's what they said. It shouldn't, but it could. Ref, I got a question. What is it? I thought the rule was, here's your words, I thought the rule was, and you state your case. If they can reverse it, that would be the time that they would reverse it. Are they going to every time? No. You come in a respectful fashion. I thought the rule was this. And if you've got a case, they'll at least listen to it. Coming in and in there, you just missed that one again. Ooh, watch out. What's your number? They'll be watching you. This year, with your team, there are going to be many chances. When the opportunity is going to be in front of you, you got a choice. You can stand and say, you know what, I'm going to do my part. I'm going to keep this thing going. Too often, though, I've seen I see team leaders who want to have the captain C next to their name for introduction purposes. Sounds good when introduced. But then there's a chance to lead, there's a problem in the team, and instead of stepping up, they just kind of go, what, you want me to do that? You want me to plan a practice on my own? Call people up? Tell them to be there? Forget it. And if that's your approach, you said something about effort before, how much effort you're going to put in, then you will not have a season of significance. It'll be just another year. And for you seniors, I mean, this is kind of it. A handful of you will go on to college athletics. Most of you will not. Will you take advantage of the opportunity? Or just put your time in? If you're just going to put your time in, then you're going to look back and go, so what? But if you'll step up and say, this is my chance. You'll turn around on the graduation day and you'll say, boy, that was something. You may not have won that state championship, but you're going to turn around and say, that was something.